like, hey, you know, how dangerous is this? And so he Googled it, and he said, well, on here it says chances of getting struck by lightning are 1 in a million, so we should be fine. It is all over the goddamn news in Montana right now. He went to make drinks. She held her fucking metal cup up to have him grab it to fucking make drinks. Got struck by lightning. Burned her clothes to her. Fucking blew her goddamn chair out.
She lived, huh?
Oh, I see what you got going on there.
I hope not.
But anyway, she lived.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'll show you videos. They just blew a fucking hole in her arm. Fucking bad. She's doing fine. I mean,
Well, we went, when I was, before I ever had kids, I was 18, 19 years old. Dennis Anderson and I walked back up into the lakes up Big Creek. And we was up there, and we spent the night up there. Pitched the fucking tent. First thing we had is a boot store and fucking tent down to run us off. And then about an hour later, the fucking lightning started. Oh, motherfucker. It was hitting trees right by us and just blowing them motherfuckers over. I don't know why we ever got that. I don't know why they fucking all going down because of that. They shut their fucking lights off. God damn. What the fuck? Yeah, Bear and I didn't even realize what we were doing.
I'm going to put this on real quick.
So south Oklahoma City, everybody go to the same spot, away from windows, interior closet or bathroom. Don't mess with this one. Don't be out looking out the window with it. It can blow out windows. You'll have no notice that it's coming. It's an inland hurricane. Winds are EF0, EF1 over a much larger area over a much longer period of time.
Wait,
this is
did he
quite
say hurricane?
possibly a very, very damaging storm for
When the
Oklahoma City.
fuck did Oklahoma start getting hurricanes?
It's making an effort to try to still spin up occasionally some tornadic
That's a
activity,
thing?
but that is really
What the fuck?
secondary to the velocity and the size of the damaging wind that's occurring right now. Much, much larger areas.
Water hurts tornadoes, but hurricanes get bigger with more water.
Oh, okay.
So this is a fucking horrible fucking deal.
Also northwest Oklahoma City, west central Oklahoma City, all the way down to Oklahoma City University, Whitewater Bay. All this is high velocity damaging winds, 70 to 80 miles per hour, covering many, many, many neighborhoods, many, many areas of central Oklahoma City. We're talking Midwest City, Del City. The punch is coming your way, Choctaw, down to Moore, and then on down into Lake Draper area, Choctaw. Jones area, Spencer area. It's all heading your way. Stay away from windows. Go to interior closet or bathroom, storm cellar or basement. Hail size, still a pretty healthy golf ball. Now over Lake Hector, heading down to the Nichols Hills and Village area. And in Edmond, quarter to golf ball as well, being driven by hurricane force winds over tens of minutes at times. Very damaging storm here. Continue to move on in. Here's the velocity. The bright green, it's definitely gotten a lot stronger just in the past 10 minutes or so. That's why we're seeing all these power outages. It's like a hurricane outside here at the K4 Studios. Down. Say that again? So we took a power hit here at the K4 Studios. We're experiencing high winds here The punch is coming right down to Del City, Midwest City, down into South Oklahoma City right now.
Why the
crossing
fuck do we
Sioux,
live here?
Forest Park, Lake Aluma. Now here's North Edmond. The winds are starting to come down in North Edmond, but the winds are ferocious. This area near the K4 Studios is 85 to 90 miles per hour over the K4 Studios down to Remington Park. All right, down to the zoo, 85 to 90 mile per hour winds. There's Oklahoma Christian there. Winds are coming down at Mercy. Frontier City, very high winds coming into Frontier City. The Oakdale Valley, Forest Park, Lake Aluma, the zoo, Spencer, Midwest City,
Fuck me,
Del
that was
City.
bright.
Don't mess with it. Get away from windows. Go to your tornado safe spot right now. Midwest City, Del City, do it now. It's coming. Let's take the Midwest City cam if we can. Midwest City camera. So here's Midwest City camera, and looking up here toward downtown Oklahoma City. The storm is in progress here, about ready to move into Midwest City as it moves into Midwest City just in the next 5 minutes or so. Let's go back over to Aaron Brackett in the Interceptor here live. There's downtown Oklahoma City, severe storm in progress with high wind. Go ahead.
Mike, it's been a long time since Marcelo and I have seen anything like what we just went through in the last 5 minutes. We're out at a big portion of eastern Oklahoma City right now. We saw bent signs as we were at I-35 and 44 interchange. There are bent metal signs. 235 interchange right there. So there's bent signs. We had lots of debris.
Go Chris McBee live. Go Chris, near the K4 Studios. Britton Road, Broadway Extension.
I'm on Britton Road. I had a large tree limb down in the road just now. It's absolutely blinding out here. I would say this wind is 60 to 70, perhaps higher than that. I'm getting some wind-blown hail at my location right here. I believe I'm at Britton and Kelly right now. It's so hard to see. I can't really tell what the street signs say, but very close to the studio. And you're right, it is absolutely a hurricane out here, Mike. It is just a maelstrom. It's so hard to see. Freezing lightning. People may be getting some power flashes as well. This is intense, man, Mike. Very intense. It's very hazardous driving.
So
we got
maybe once every 5
out here on Britton Road.
a storm,
This is
nasty storm.
This is incredibly severe, Mike. Everybody needs to be in a storm shelter and away from windows. This wind is intense, Mike.
Okay, let's go to Jeremy Carter near downtown. Go, Jeremy.
I wanted to get the fuck out of
Yeah,
there.
Mike, man, I just got sandblasted coming around on 40. Winds are kicking low out of the rain. I'm experiencing hurricane-like conditions here in downtown, north of Interstate 40. Pretty well blinding rain moving in on us. It's yes. But a lot of traffic out on the road. Not a good place to be right now.
This is the downtown camera. It's rocking around. High winds, damaging winds in progress downtown. Here's Midwest City looking to the west and to the northwest up toward downtown Oklahoma City. Can't see the Devon Tower because it's in that severe storm, but you're looking from Rose State right there. Check out the wind up there. What is that, 50 pin, guys? That's Bank First downtown. Bank First downtown, second tallest building downtown Oklahoma City. The wind is rocking the antennas around as well. You're up at about a 500-foot level right there in downtown Oklahoma City. And then we have the 50 pin camera, and 50 pin has been damaged by the wind. And there's the camera downtown Oklahoma City. Let's go back over to radar. So continue your precautions. Don't come out of your storm cellar. Even in the North Metro, the West Metro, just stay there for a little while longer. But if you're in the South Metro, the East Metro, make sure that you're in your tornado safe spot. Winds are like an EF0, EF1 tornado over a much longer period of time, over a much larger area. Inland hurricane here. Midwest City right now. And then from there, Norman, 1018, Goldsby, 1027, Stella, 1021. That'd be over by Draper Lake. Giant severe storm here with embedded supercells in it. An inland hurricane is in progress over Oklahoma City right now. Let's go to Mike Bennett.
60-70-mile-an-hour wind gusts. Data, we have not experienced any hail. We've been in hail force. Before it hits the ground, we had a few keys mixed into the Back to you.
Highest wind at Baker is 77 at Guthrie, but John Slater was just outside. Our building is meant to withstand an EF3 tornado. And John just went outside. He said rock solid 80 miles an hour, and our building is physically moving. It's swaying. It's physically moving a little bit. He looked at the side of it. Our building is physically swaying just a little bit. This is a brand...
Kingfisher County in central Oklahoma, Oklahoma County in central Oklahoma, southern Logan County in central Oklahoma, northeastern Canadian County in central Oklahoma, until 12:30 a.m. Central Daylight Time. At 9:35 p.m. Central Daylight Time, Doppler radar indicated thunderstorms producing heavy rain across the warned area. Up to 2 inches of rain have already fallen. Flash flooding is occurring or is imminent. Some locations that will experience flooding include Oklahoma City, Edmond, Midwest City, Del City, El Reno, Guthrie, Kingfisher, Yukon, Bethany, Choctaw, War Acres, The Village, Piedmont, Spencer, Nichols Hills, Jones, Tacoma Park, Okarche, Cashin, and Valley Brook. Additional rainfall amounts of 1 to 3 inches are possible in the warned area. Be especially cautious at night when it is harder to recognize the dangers of flooding. Excessive runoff from heavy rainfall will cause flooding of small creeks and streams, urban areas, highways, streets, and underpasses, as well as other drainage areas and low-lying spots.
Are you guys fucking retired? Oh yeah, you're from Oklahoma.
The eastern, northeastern, and soon to be southeastern parts of OKC Metro, including Del City, Midwest City. So we're heading there. We got a truck. Oh, yep, we have a truck sideways here. If you can hear Mark, that's the I-35 flyover on the way to Fort Smith. So Jackknife 7, and that's an elevated surface. That's an elevated bridge, which only can act to enhance the winds that we were already looking at, 80, 90 miles per hour. So that's going to be a problem that's going to take a long time to clean up. Anyone near that area, just avoid it. And I want you to avoid really all the roads here in the metro for a good while as the storm continues. So power flash about 2 minutes ago, just off to the north and west of Midwest City. Jackknife semi, we have blowing spray in this area, Mike.
Okay, take the Midwest City cam. Let's take a look at that. And the highest velocity winds are at the Zoo, Forest Park, Lake Aluma, Midwest City. So if we have a power outage update, we can take a look at that. High winds now coming through Midwest City. You folks in Midwest City are going to have some power outages as well. So far, that's remarkably low. We'll see if this climbs quickly, but about 3,200 customers or about 10,000 actual people are without power right now in Oklahoma City. Let's go to the Power Flash video. This is a short while ago from our 50-pin camera. 50-pin camera looking to the northwest. This was about 15 minutes ago, and we thought perhaps something was on fire, but that's a substation right there. Take that full, guys, if you want. That was a substation that took a hit and was multiple arcing and short-circuiting, and it stayed lit for 30 to 40 seconds. We thought it was on fire. It probably was on fire. And then it finally burned itself out. And you'll see here, as it burns itself out to the right there of the Northwest Highway, you'll see another one light up, another substation very close by to it as the power shortage went down the line probably. There it is right there. And that one lights up as well. So those are substations going out here in Oklahoma City. That's why there's a lot of folks without power. Let's go back over to radar. And here, it's really incredible to look at this here. This bright aqua blue is 75 to 80. We've had 80 here at the K4 Studios. The Zoo, on down through the Capitol, on down through Midwest City. That's the force, and Del City. That's the force of the highest wind right now. It's punching to the southeast at around 40 miles per hour. So it's heading right down to Choctaw, right down to Tinker Diagonal, very quickly through Midwest City. This is some of the very highest wind right here locally, about 90 miles per hour, adding on the streets here. You can see your neighborhoods in through here, Southeast 28th, Southeast 15th, on down through Southeast 44th. And we're talking about Douglas, on over toward Anderson Road, and near Reno, and down to the south of Reno, down about South 89th Street. All the neighborhoods here in Midwest City, winds 80 miles per hour. Make sure you stay away from windows. Treat it like a tornado. Safe spot, interior closet or bathroom will be fine. Storm cellar basement's good as well. The wind's still very, very strong at the zoo, Lake Aluma, Forest Park, and then on down into Midwest City and Del City. Very damaging, severe storm here, widespread damaging wind. A lot of nickels, dimes, and quarters, still some golf balls. And there's still some area of a little weak rotation there trying to develop on the west side of Choctaw right now. But this is like a very, very large EF1 tornado covering about a third of Oklahoma City. So it's like a giant inland hurricane. Edmond area, the wind is now coming down quickly. See, folks, in Edmond, your conditions are improving. Remember, there may well be live power lines down. So don't go out there and mess with anything outside. Let the power companies do their job. If this is dangerous now after the storm,
Man, I was
make
gonna
sure
have
you
a
wear
couple
tennis
scars
shoes and
tonight.
things like that if you're walking around your house. But always remember, there could be live power lines
Said I was gonna have a
down.
couple cigars
Folks
tonight.
die after the storm because they get involved with live power lines, not realizing it. So make sure that you tell everybody to stay clear of any potential situation like that. Aaron Brackett, go.
All right, Mike, we're at 15th and
Shit, I'll
Finley.
probably
We're
be
just
up all
on
night. I'll
I-40.
just wait till
Had
this
a
shit
massive
passes.
Power flash. All the power went out, and then we saw a fire as we were continuing on I-40. So likely a substation on fire. We just turned around now to head back to it, and another massive power flash just lit up the sky here. This is only a couple seconds ago. It's amazing. Power came back after it. It was out for a good 10 or 15 seconds, so the system was resetting. There's another power flash, possibly. It rerouted power, though, so these folks right now do have power, but we're going to go head back to that fire because you can see a distinct red flash and glow that continued in the sky. So likely more infrastructure damage in the Midwest City and Del City area, Mike.
Okay, Aaron Brackett there from Midwest City and Del City. Let's go back over to the velocities here. Look at the wind. Very severe storm continues now. Central Oklahoma City, South Oklahoma City.
Oh, it got fucking way crazier than that. Now, a third of Oklahoma City's covered in a fucking inland hurricane. Yeah.
80 mile an hour.
Yeah, it was fucking nuts. So we was in Edmond, and it fucking got fucking crazy as fuck. Western as fuck up in that bitch. So I'm on 74 headed north. I mean, it was fucking bad enough you couldn't see shit. But I was looking at the storm and it's headed south. It's a fucking wild ass storm. But I don't know how many tornadoes have touched down. There was a couple of them when I messaged you, but now it's a fucking inland hurricane. Right? Yeah, they just said a third of Oklahoma City is in an inland hurricane. They just said that on the fucking news. Yeah, I guess. You fucking real, dog. You wouldn't want to be driving in this shit. It's bad. I mean, right now it ain't too bad. I mean, up where we're at, we're almost to 33 on 74. No, it got fucking wild fast. Yeah, you should have seen the shit. And it's blowing, and it's going the opposite direction of what it normally goes. So it's really fucking crazy. I guess it's fucking some shit up from what they're saying on the news right now. Yeah. I haven't talked to her. I don't know if she's sleeping or what. And I'm driving. But yeah, we were right by Brena's. But I mean, it's south of there now. I don't think it fucked anything up in Edmond. You know. But one tornado was just going down fucking Waterloo Road. Oh yeah, it was fun. I mean, they showed a goddamn picture, and I'm like, holy fuck. Right? Well, and everybody, they were tabbing us out, and I'm like, what's going on? She's like, I can't talk about it. I was like, and then Still Command was like, they went out to the truck. Still Command, and he's like, the tornado sirens are going off. And then he said something about the news. She's like, oh, we can't put the news on. Well, the news is already on. He just like, well, fucking news is on right here, you know? And it's just wild as fuck. I said, that bitch is trying to run us out of here. She gonna get fucking sued the fuck out of. You know what I mean? She didn't want all the people in the restaurant. It's like, no. If anybody caught wind of this, she'd get fucking sued like a motherfucker. Somebody can own this fucking restaurant other than you. I didn't say nothing, but I'm thinking, holy fuck, like anybody with it, like even at our own private, personal fucking house, if somebody come over there, even if we didn't like them and we denied them from going in there, they could sue us. That's a fucking law in Oklahoma. If you have a tornado shelter, anybody and everybody's welcome, motherfucker. But yeah, I'm thinking, goddamn, that restaurant, you guys might want to fucking tell me what's going on, but I get it. They wanted everybody out of there, so they weren't reliable. But it's like, no, you're already liable. They're already in here. Like, kind of the fucking game you play with rolling the fucking dice, you know? Living in this motherfucker. DJ's sitting behind me. He's like, why the fuck do we live here? I pointed at his little brother. I'm blaming on him. It is wild as a motherfucker here today. I'm shitting you not. We could not fucking see a motherfucking thing for a good 10-15 minutes.
Yeah.
Now we're just driving down 74 to 33, and it isn't too bad right here. Yeah. I know, I'm grounded. No. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we weren't planning on all this. When we left the fucking house, it was blue. Like, there wasn't even a fucking cloud in the sky. And it was fucking 100 degrees out. Like, it wasn't like, I mean, this motherfucker come in like a goddamn hurricane, I guess. Yeah, I know. When they said, when they're talking about an inland hurricane, EJ goes, what the fuck is that? Fuck, I don't know. Never heard of one. Right. Right, but to all of us that makes sense, right? It starts out on the water, moves inland, and then it becomes an inland hurricane. And yeah, it's like, oh yeah, because it had some fucking momentum, but it's like, wait a minute. So you're telling me that on just like dry land, we got a tornado, but instead of the water fucking killing it, it's helping it, so it becomes a fucking hurricane? What the fuck? No, that's what we hope for, is the water to kill it. This motherfucker's amped up with the water. They're just sucking it all in like, hey, here we go, boys.
Piedmont, and we suspect several other places as well will be added to that.
Oh, good. That truck stops out of power.
Ah, shit.
Oh, God, I hope we're not out of power at the house. You too. If we are, we're moving. But anyway, you take a nap. Alright, I'm gonna look at the fucking news and see where the storm's at right now before I head to the house.
There's probably a lot more that needs to be
Alright.
We are at Broadway Extension and Britton Road. and Mike was saying this earlier, our building, it's brand new, can withstand an EF3 tornado. And one of our meteorologists went outside. It was pitch black. I think we're running off generators right now. But
I've heard of inland hurricanes like start out in the water and move in,
Right.
but I've never heard of one starting on land.
So here we are at almost 10 o'clock, all right? So the high winds are in the South Metro and the East Metro and the Central Oklahoma City area now. But see this development going on in Kingfisher County? This is all, we call this training, like it's on a track. And the track is feeding in the back of the severe storm over Oklahoma City. If this continues, see how this just kind of popped up and it's all feeding into Oklahoma County, and the computer models actually show this to continue. If it does continue, we're going to have some very, very severe flooding problems. A lot worse than it is right now. We're talking about some of the flooding we had earlier this year. That kind of flooding, where you're talking feet deep, cars stalled out, stranded folks, all that. So if you, by chance, hunkered down someplace and not at home, you know, you need to consider if you've got to get back out. Hopefully you don't have to, right? Hopefully
When
you're where you
lightning's
want to be
happening, I'm not
and
seeing
you're
any
home.
wall clouds.
But let me tell you, if this
Around
continues,
us,
the
so that's
computer
good.
models have predicted this most of the afternoon. We're going to have a lot of high water. So if you have to do any traveling later tonight, you're waiting for it to get better, it's going to take a long time for it to get better. And then we're going to have this flooding problem quite possibly get worse. So we're talking about one of the more severe storms we've seen, you know, leaving out the big tornadoes that we've had. We're talking about that kind of situation here that is continuing to develop, and doesn't look like it's going to go away anytime real soon. So the flooding may get a lot worse. The trend right now is not in the right direction. Computer models say this actually happens. We wind up getting some giant rainfall totals tonight. Inches and inches worth of rain. A lot of folks have already had 1 to 2 inches of rain. There may be potential to get a lot more than that the way things are going. We're under a flash flood warning, and it continues right on through the early morning hours. It's not quite 10 o'clock. We're talking about hours more of this. Is this Aaron Brackett here with some damage perhaps, and Mark Giller? Yep.
1019 The Twister. KTSD, Oklahoma City. This is severe weather coverage. Live from the forewarned storm team at KFOR.
That has taken flight and been driven into a tree there in the parking lot. You can see by the way there's a bunch of...
I think we really need a reminder in the middle of the weather coverage of what station we're on.
There's one example of damage.
Yeah.
Signs down on I-40.
It's important.
Sticker from the west. There was a highway signage down there. And power flashes and bumps still continue in this part of town where we have quite a bit of wind happening. And, of course, all that rain that's just going to add insult to injury that's still on the way, Mike.
Okay, so wind damage down at Lowe's, down in Midwest City, right, Aaron? Let's go to Jeremy Carter live. Jeremy, where are you right now? A lot of high
Well,
wind
I
where
just
you are.
lost cell service.
Aaron's dead.
Yeah, I got in this video.
Dude.
Dude.
They gotta go to Aaron. He's like, oh, he's not here. He's gone.
That's fucked up.
I shouldn't have said that. It's rude.
And there we're talking about
Trying to make it funny.
a few places like that where the water inundated the roads. You can see it here there. Power is flashing left and right. Starting to get concerned as the power lines may come down on us. We've got to be very, very careful. And here's where we're at, very carefully back to you.
All right, flash flood warning, folks. Flash flood warning's in effect, and the conditions are not going to improve anytime soon. Flood-prone areas are either in flood now or are going to go into flood, and they may go into some pretty serious flood. Let's go to Chris McBee live. Chris, where are you located?
Yeah, Mike, I'm at I-35 at Southeast 89th Street. Just a moment ago, I saw sparks that come out of the lights on a billboard on 59th. And looks like a lot of the area around 89th Street is without power. Did see some police kind of canvassing the area just a moment ago. But yeah, power, excuse me, pretty broadly out in this area. Looks like it's not quite as bad here south of 89th, but I'm going to get over to Midwest City area and see what's going on there with those high winds, Mike.
Okay, that's Chris McBee there. Let's go back over to radar. We're going to start covering some damage here as well. So here's the broad view right here. So as you can see, for everybody else that's outside of the metro here, there's really very little going on. It's all center. The center of the weather universe is right now in central Oklahoma. And that is meaning we're talking the flooding, the damaging winds, the lightning, the hail. And it's such a large storm. You see the size of it here. Covers all of Oklahoma County. It's now down into Cleveland County. And we're getting back into Kingfisher County that's feeding in to this complex of storms. Flash flood warning out. Flash flood warning coming out for Canadian County. Very heavy rain all the way back to El Reno right now. Literally the most intense storm on the planet is over Oklahoma City right now, and that's not a stretch. It's actually what's going on. Inland hurricane here. High winds continue, especially in South Oklahoma City, into Cleveland County, into Midwest City, Del City, Choctaw, and then on down.
I think like just right in this moment. Not necessarily like the most intense in fucking history. I think just right this minute on the planet.
Southeast 74th and Post, high winds there. So that's down in southeastern Oklahoma County, down the Timber Diagonal, high winds there. And we're getting this additional heavy rain developing, which is going to
be fine. We're at the tail end of it now.
So conditions really are not going to improve. The wind
so those poor dumb fuckers down south of us that are about to get their shit right.
In South Oklahoma
Shut the fuck up.
More over toward Draper Lake, heading down toward Thunderbird, heading on through Choctaw and Dale and McLeod. High winds there. Southeast 74th Post. There is your time of arrival.
Well, be glad you're not going back to work tonight,
dude. Down towards Stella, Oklahoma.
Fuck, I hope tomorrow night's not so bad. God damn.
Waterby County, Twin Lakes, McLeod, side of Tecumseh and Shawnee. Still a lot of dime, nickel, and quarter-size hailstones. Nothing really much bigger than perhaps a small size of a golf ball, about 1.5 inches or so in diameter. That's about the biggest hail we have right now. So no giant hail. The main threat going forward is still some wind.
I don't know. I'm not really seeing any lights from town. We should be seeing them by now. We're about to pass the hospital.
And then the flooding. That's the main threat here going forward.
Oh yeah, we ain't got no power.
Ongoing, very severe storm. So the highest winds here are in the brightest shade of that blue-green. You see the high winds now centered right over Midwest City and Del City. A lot of blowing spray, zero visibility, Tinker Diagonal. Highest winds right now in that immediate area. There's North Midwest City, high winds in that brighter shade of blue. Central Midwest City, high winds there. Let's take the
maybe
Midwest
there's
City
some power.
Take a look at that and check out what it looks like near Rose State College in Midwest City. And blowing wind and spray and heavy rain. That camera might be frozen. It looks like it might have taken perhaps some type of power bump. But it looks like it's just a storm in progress for sure. Let's go back over to our team of trackers, get an update from them with Aaron Brackett.
Look at the stream. This is incredible.
I think most of the lights we're seeing are emergency lights and shit.
The power flash right there. So we got a fire. There's a fire.
Because I feel like at least some of these houses would have lights on inside if the power was still on. You know what I mean? I mean, we're seeing them little yard lamps, but those have solar batteries on them.
I don't know if our state camera is hearing well through this, but a little substation or some sort of transformer that just had a big...
God damn, this guy tore the fuck up.
Oh, shit.
Right now. So, Mike, this is so long lasting. It is kind of like a hurricane where, you know, the damage occurs from